Greeting bike guys and bike gals, or however Joel says it. Today we're going to go over the mods and prep stuff I've done to get this SWM RS 500R ready for the Vegas to Reno race. Stick around, this will be a good one. Alright guys, what we got here is a 2019 SWM RS 500R that I bought new in the end of 2020 to go race the Vora Desert Racing Series with. And we did really well that year. We weren't necessarily the fastest, but this was the bike that was the finish line at every race, and we ended up winning the championship with it. Now this year we've turned it around. We've got it prepped to run Vegas to Reno. Another desert race, point-to-point race, I believe longest in the US. It runs from just outside of Vegas and it finishes just outside of Reno. This year is going to be 530 some miles. We got 3 riders. I'm going to start. Buddy of mine Joe's going to run the middle 200 miles, and then Joel's going to bring it into the finish for us. So that's what we got going on with this. So let's start with front tire. We have these Recons from Tusk. Never run them before, so we'll see how they do. We've got nitro mousses in them. These are the factory wheels. You notice the safety wire on the spokes. In case I break a spoke, it won't get into the brakes or whatever. The brake caliper, that's been safety wired. Other than that, this is all stock brakes. The forks have been revalved and resprung. And then coming up to the handlebars here, of course, I have a Scott's damper. This is an absolute necessity for going fast in the desert. I run these rally grips from Pro Grip. They're a thicker grip. They don't give you a great feel, but after 50 miles or so, they give you more cushion and you don't get blisters as easy. These are the Bark Buster hand guards. I like the wraparounds in case I drop the bike. It doesn't usually break the levers. Dropping down, this is the Safari fuel tank. It's 5 gallons. We're going to be filling to about 3.5 and then refueling this about every 100 miles. It gets about 40 miles to the gallon. So that'll give us just a little under a gallon reserve is our plan. And then come on down here. This is a aftermarket exhaust I made. I welded this up when you couldn't buy one with a Lex muffler, just a generic muffler. Nice aluminum skid plate. These are the Pivot Works pegs. You see that they pivot, they move with your feet, and then your boot stays in contact with the peg more than it does with a traditional fixed peg. I've really come to like these. These kickstands on these bikes suck, so I 3D printed a little pad that goes on the end of them. We're sponsored by Dirt Tricks. They provided us with the sprockets and Regina chains. I think those are the best you can buy, are the Regina chains. Again, we have the Tusk, the dual sport tires. And with the nitro mousses in here, we're running the heavy nitro, the stiffer nitro mousses in both ends. And the rear shock, that has also been resprung, revalved. With the big tank and stuff like that, this bike has gotten quite heavy, and none of us that are riding it are exactly skinny either. So the spring, getting it resprung has really made a big difference. Coming around to the other side, it's pretty much the same stuff. We put in a lithium ion battery on the inside, and we're running a uni filter with a skin over it, so we can pull the skin off, and that'll knock off most of the dirt we accumulate, and it's almost like having a fresh filter halfway through the race. Right here's a little trick we like to do. Sagebrush can get caught up between the brake pedal and the case, and then you end up dragging a big sagebrush down the road trying to kick it off while you're going 50 miles an hour. So we put a little safety wire on here, and that keeps bushes from getting hung up in there. And that's gonna about do it, guys. hope you enjoyed this walk around of the SWM RS500R Prep for Vegas to Reno 2023. Thanks.